Hi everyone, welcome to Channeling Erik. Today we are doing part 2 of the Whitney Houston interview. I'm Courtney Dillon and this is the phenomenal Veronica Drake,
Hey,
and we will get right to it. Okay, so welcome to part 2. Um, okay, how did your relationship with your mother and family shape you?
they were the benchmark.
Oh,
They always put me in a place to reach higher. They always had high expectations of me, but they also reminded me there was no room for emotion, and there was very, very little room and forgiveness for mistakes.
she's telling me from a young age she was expected to be perfect. And she carried this belief system throughout her life. And she never felt like she could live up to the expectation that was placed upon her throughout her life. And it started very, very young. Were you ever able to find peace within your family dynamics?
Peace was not meant to be a destination for me. It wasn't something that I was taught to aspire to a peaceful life. Peace was more a bleep, a moment. It wasn't by any chance the norm.
Yeah, she's saying no, not really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would not say that peace was something that I even fully understood. How could I give something I didn't understand?
What was your transition like after death? I smiled because she said peaceful.
All she's showing me is there's horns and trumpets
Mm,
and just this beautiful kind of serenade, she says,
mm,
into what would become my whole essence.
mm.
You know, when they say you return home, well, there's a variation of that I'd like to help people understand. You return home to, yes, the creator, but you return home almost like somebody from the army comes back to all of the
Mm.
family, all of the missing pieces.
All of the music. There's
Yeah,
music, yeah.
welcome home, Whitney. And I found pieces of myself that were lost when I was 8, when I was 10. And I began this journey into the light, greeted by these pieces of myself. It was just this unbelievable kaleidoscope of remembrance.
She says, I am at peace with God now, even though I did not understand my peace in my life. I did not have inner peace, you could say, but I am at peace now. And I did then and I do now know God as the creator of all. And did you see that thumb? It's like something happened with the thumb. She's laughing about it. There's like some little thing happened on the screen. I can sing again. I lost my voice there for a while. And I sing better than I ever did.
She said she'd like to quote a friend of hers, Maya Angelou, and she's talking about when the cage bird sings.
Mm, mm, beautiful. Have you made peace with your life's story?
I don't know if peace and acceptance are the same thing, but I would say I resonate more with the word acceptance. I understand that the human journey has trials and tribulations and triumphs as well. It's not one easy concept to explain. With the light comes the dark. Everything has an opposite to complement it. So, from that regard, I would say I am at peace with what is and what was.
What have you learned since crossing over? That's a good question.
She's,
She's like, so much.
yeah, yeah. Um, she sits back and again, she's got this tank top on and her bonnet is on her head and she's no makeup and she's saying nothing in your world is real. Nothing.
Mm,
What hurts today will be gone tomorrow.
mm.
Love is a consistent. Allow yourself to let it in.
She's
Love
al-
feeds peace.
mm. She's also talking to me about forgiveness, that you are forgiven for everything you've done. It's not, she's not saying, she just wants to say, she's not saying to go out and do bad things, but to know that whatever it is, that she has received God's love and she feels grateful to understand the true nature of forgiveness because she did not understand forgiveness for herself when she was alive.
She's laughing because she says, one day you're the headline, and she's got the paper open and she's reading it. And the next day you're lining the kitty litter tray. She says, don't put any merit on what anyone else thinks of you, and know that judgment is not about you, and judgment is not to be taken personal because judgment only exists because of perception.
Mm. Okay, a few more questions. What is your biggest regret?
She started, I heard her start singing, regrets. I've had a few.
She says there's a, she's like, how long do you have?
It's like
That's
she's
what she
like,
said to me. It's like
cue
getting
Frank
out the list.
Sinatra.
Yeah.
um, she says, I don't know if this is a regret, but I never fully embraced the power of my voice.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't mean my singing voice necessarily, my voice that I should have built a platform on. I should
Exactly.
have stood for something.
Yeah. She's telling me that she came in and she knew as part of her soul contract she was going to be famous. And that she says there was some part of it that was a missed opportunity there. She wishes also that early on she had learned how to say no.
Mm.
I made some concessions early on, And at first they were small. And then over time they became bigger and bigger until I lost my way and didn't know who I was anymore. I regret that. Learn to say no early on. If you have a feeling, you'll know that you came in to be something. Learn to say no. Learn to use your voice.
Be careful. She's chuckling at this, she says, but they'll understand. Be careful who you call daddy.
Okay. Yes. Is there anything you'd like to guide young artists or women struggling with similar issues?
Know what you're reaching for. Know what you're seeking. In other words, know the end game. And understand that you always have the right to call the shots. Nobody can make or break you like they'd like to think they can.
Mhm.
The moment that you compromise your heart and soul, they sense your weakness and they will eat you alive.
Remember also that nobody owns you. They may think they do and they may try, but nobody owns you. How would you like to be remembered beyond the headlines?
As an imperfect woman who on the outside looked perfect, but never aligned with the word perfect. I'd like to be remembered as somebody who gave of herself unselfishly to help inspire and motivate young and up and coming artists. I'd like to be remembered as somebody who added value to the world.
She's also saying that she still likes to dance.
Oh, I want to dance.
Yeah, that's what she was playing the song. And she's been playing her songs all week.
Oh,
by the
yeah.
way. Like it's been great. I've enjoyed it. What do you think your true spiritual purpose was in this lifetime?
To inspire resilience, to use your voice in the most natural, practical way that you can, your literal voice.
To teach people to sing. What would you say to fans still grieving your loss?
Thank you for keeping me alive in your heart with my music. And she's grateful for all of the love and the prayers and all of the people who are using her as a benchmark by which to grow their gift. But she also wants them to know they have to embrace their own unique, quirky self. Use your instrument purely. Don't let anyone bastardize your voice, your process.
Is there anything you want the world to know that you couldn't express while you were alive? This is the last question.
I love to eat. I don't know why I said that, but I love to eat. As I mentioned, I also struggled with eating disorders, but I really ultimately did love to eat. Um,
That she loves to have fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that I loved cuddling with my baby. And I also want people, both men and women, to know that love shouldn't hurt, not physically and not emotionally. Love shouldn't hurt. I didn't understand that. But I also want people to remember me as a woman who was fallible, who could make mistakes, who did make mistakes, who tried her very best. And really, I want people to look at my story and to know the tragedy that I carried within. Had I been a little bit more focused on working on the inside rather than the outside, a lot of this could have played out differently.
She smiles at me and she says, "Tell him mama tried." So,
Mama tried.
yeah. So with that, thank you, Whitney, for being here with us today. It was amazing. Thank you, Erik, and thank you, Veronica. And please like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.